In this video, you'll understand why some residents of Cartagena call the city Sodom and Gonorrhea. Cartagena and Medellín are places that host some of the most beautiful women on the planet. In the last decade, they have been attractive destinations for Venezuelans amid the crisis, seeking work and a better life in Colombia, among other destinations. However, many end up plunging into a sad reality, as everyone knows. In this video, we'll explore the streets of Medellín and Cartagena, getting to know the beautiful Colombian women, their traditions, and dreams. We'll also address social criticism regarding illicit activities. If you want to learn more about Colombian women, stick around for this video and subscribe to the channel, as you'll learn more about culture, women, and society from other countries. Both Cartagena and Medellín are wonderful cities, but they're also hotspots for illicit activities. Cartagena, a historic city on the Caribbean coast of Colombia, is famous for its beautiful beaches and old town surrounded by walls. Medellín, located in the Andean mountain valley, besides its natural beauty, is known for its flowers and urban innovations. A few decades ago, Medellín had special areas called tolerance zones, allowed by the city government to generate revenue through taxes. However, with the rise of drug cartels in the 1980s, these areas became more open about health issues and immoral behaviors. At that time, an area of elegant brothels emerged in Medellín, called Lovena, where women made efforts to keep their activities away from society's eyes. While the city heard sermons against perversion, the brothels continued to thrive, offering a wider variety of sexual services. Even before that, not everything was peaceful in the city, as politicians and businessmen frequented Lovena in search of entertainment, and many say that important political decisions were made there. The decade also witnessed conflicts in the city, which ushered in a violent period with cruelties and terrible practices. Nowadays, Medellín is called a place with a lot of prostitution, especially in cheaper areas near the Church of Veracruz and the city center. The situation worsened as the city center deteriorated, with drug trafficking, pimps, and women organizing prostitution, along with young people involved in this trade, often against their will. In places like Parque Barrio and Procabero, where there are famous sculptures, some blame the pandemic and the arrival of immigrants for the current situation. People are very upset to see prostitution spreading to wealthier neighborhoods of the city, such as Parque Liras and El Poblado. Formerly, Medellín was an industrial city, but it seems to have lost its hopes and turned into a place with a lot of inequality. The city isn't as bad as the biblical stories of Sodom or Gomorrah, but it's a place with many problems, worse than one can imagine. According to the RASEX, which is a network of sex workers in Latin America and the Caribbean, more than 4,500 Venezuelan women are working in Colombia as prostitutes, mainly in cities like Bogotá, Medellín, Cartagena, and Santa Marta, with the latter two being popular places for sex tourism. A young Venezuelan woman named Roxel, who arrived in Santa Marta in 2018, shares her story. She started working as a prostitute after being told that sex work was a quick way to earn money in Colombia. She did it to support her 3 children, but she found no pleasure in this life and cried every day during the months she worked as a prostitute. The crisis in Venezuela has caused over 7 million people to leave the country. Many of these people are women who are attracted to neighboring countries with promises of well-paying jobs and residency permits. However, due to their vulnerable situation, they are at a much higher risk of being forced into prostitution. According to the Living Conditions and COV survey, almost 70% of Venezuelan women still in Venezuela in 2022 do not have stable jobs. Dr. Ort Merkel explains that if these women don't have legal status, they become more susceptible to corruption. Officials can threaten to report them to the authorities or deport them if they don't pay or agree to sexual activities. When money runs out, the only option left is to use their bodies to cross the border or get help in some way. This is especially concerning at the border between Colombia and Venezuela, where violent groups and organized crime networks exploit at least 25,000 immigrants who cross daily, according to the Crisis Group report in 2022. Additionally, the latest report shows that there were at least 295,000 undocumented Venezuelans in Colombia in February 2022. If you've made it this far, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, as this way you'll learn more about the culture of other countries and see more curiosity videos.